Good morning, everybody. Today you'll be learning lesson 3 from unit 2. So let's start with the do now. When the function p of x is divided by x minus 1, the quotient is x squared plus 7 plus 5 divided by x minus 1. State p of x in standard form. Please pause the video and try to answer the do now question. Okay, let's go over the do now. So p of x is being divided by x minus 1. And the quotient is x squared plus 7 with a remainder of 5. You're asked to state p of x in standard form. So what you want to remember about this question is that in order to check, you want to take your quotient, add your remainder in, and multiply it by your divisor. So my divisor is x minus 1. My quotient is x squared plus 7. And the remainder is 5. So if we double distribute here, we get x to the third plus 7x minus x squared minus 7 plus our remainder of 5. And if we combine like terms and express this in standard form, we would have x to the third minus x squared plus 7x minus 2. So this is what p of x would be equal to in standard form. Let's take a look at exercise number 1. So we're given this polynomial f of x, but the thing is f of x is not in standard form. Right? We have 3x to the fourth, but then we have this plus 2x squared, and then this x to the third, and then minus 5x squared. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to express f of x in standard form. So we'd have 3x to the fourth plus x to the third minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 3. G of x is already in standard form. G of x is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 2. So we're asked to state the quotient and the remainder of f of x divided by g of x. In this form, q of x, which just means quotient, plus r of x over g of x. Let me zoom in a little bit. So that just means plus remainder over g of x, which is our divisor. So we're going to take this polynomial f of x in standard form and divide it by g of x. 3x to the fourth plus x to the third minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 3. This time our divisor is a trinomial. Yesterday we talked about divisors that were binomials. Okay, so we're going to take, let me use another color here, our first term of 3x to the fourth and divide it by our first term of x squared. So 3x to the fourth divided by x squared is 3x squared. Now I'm going to take the initial part of my quotient, 3x squared, and multiply it by each of the terms in my trinomial. So change colors here. So 3x squared multiplied by x squared, then 3x squared multiplied by 2x, and 3x squared multiplied by 2. Just get rid of all those colors so it doesn't look so overwhelming. Okay, so 3x squared multiplied by x squared is 3x to the fourth. 3x squared multiplied by 2x is 6x to the third. And 3x squared multiplied by 2 is 6x squared. So we divided, we multiplied, now we need to subtract. So 3x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth, that's going to cancel out. 1x to the third minus 6x to the third is negative 5x to the third. Negative 5x to the third, negative 5x squared minus 6x squared is negative 11x squared. 2x, and then I'm going to bring down the 2x. Now we're going to start the process all over again. So we have negative 5x to the third divided by x squared. So that's negative 5x. Negative 5x times x squared is negative 5x to the third. Negative 5x multiplied by 2x is negative 10x squared. Negative 5x multiplied by 2 is negative 10x. And then we're going to subtract. So same steps as yesterday. Negative 5x to the third plus 5x to the third, because we have that minus a negative, cancels out. And negative 11x squared minus negative 10x squared is really like saying negative 11x squared plus 10x squared. That's negative 1x squared. 2x minus negative 10x is really as if you're saying 2x plus 10x, so that's plus 12x. And then we'll bring down our last term of 3. We're going to start this process again one last time. Take the negative 1x squared and divide it by your divisor of x squared, and we get negative 1. So negative 1 multiplied by x squared is negative 1x squared. Negative 1 multiplied by 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 multiplied by 2 is negative 2. And now we're going to subtract. Okay, so negative 1x squared minus negative 1x squared, that's going to cancel out. 12x minus negative 2x is 14x, and 3 minus negative 2 is 5. So our remainder would be 14x plus 5. I'm going to put that up here. Plus 14x plus 5 divided by the divisor, which is a trinomial x squared plus 2x plus 2. So our final answer, 3x squared minus 5x minus 1 plus that remainder of 14x plus 5 over x squared plus 2x plus 2. So the tricky part about number 1 was that you had to express f of x in standard form before you started with your division. Number 2 is very similar to number 1. The only change is that when you look at this function f of x, there's no x squared term and there's no x to the third term. So we're just going to use placeholders, 0x to the third and 0x squared. So I'm going to rewrite f of x as 4x to the fourth plus 0x to the third plus 0x squared plus 5x minus 4. And our function g of x doesn't need any placeholders because we're not missing any terms. I'd like you to pause the video now and try question number 2. Okay, let's go over question number 2. So we have this polynomial f of x. And we're dividing it by g of x. So we're going to take our first term of 4x, oops, I keep doing that, sorry, of 4x to the fourth, and we're going to divide it by x squared. So 4x to the fourth divided by x squared is 4x squared. Now we're going to multiply back. So 4x squared multiplied by x squared is 4x to the fourth. 4x squared multiplied by 3x is 12x to the third. 4x squared multiplied by negative 2 is negative 8x squared. And now let's subtract. So 0x to the third minus 12x to the third is negative 12x to the third. And 0x squared minus negative 8x squared is positive 8x squared. We're going to bring down this plus 5x. Now let's start the process again. Oh, I keep doing that. Negative 12x to the third divided by x squared is negative 12x. Now I'm going to multiply back. So negative 12x multiplied by x squared is negative 12x to the third. Negative 12x multiplied by 3x is negative 36x squared. And negative 12x multiplied by negative 2 is 24x. And now I'm going to subtract. First term cancels out here, so I have 8x squared minus negative 36x squared. That's 44x squared. 5x minus 24 is minus 19x. I'm going to bring down that minus 4. Okay, and let's start this process one last time. So we're going to take this first term of 44x squared and divide it by x squared. And we get 44. 44 multiplied by x squared is 44x squared. 44 multiplied by 3 is 132. (44) multiplied by negative 2 is negative 88. Subtract. Okay, so my first term here cancels out. Then I have negative 19x minus 132x. Negative 151x. Negative 4 minus negative 88. So that's really like saying negative 4 plus 88. Would give us an 84. And that would be our remainder. So the final answer should be 4x squared minus 12x plus 44 plus our remainder of negative 151x plus 84 divided by our divisor, x squared plus 3x minus 2. I'd like you to use the rest of the class time today to work on the practice from lesson 3. So if you scroll down past the notes, there should be 3 practice questions, and the answers to the practice are at the bottom. Have a good day, everybody. See you tomorrow.